everyone! Today I'm going to show you how I made these cute little snowball charms. Now, these are really cool little figurines that I made. You can use this as just a little display piece on your desk, in your car. You know, maybe put it under a glass and it'll just look like a fun little figure display. Or you can put an eye hook like I did in this one and you can make it into jewelry. For example, earrings or a necklace or bracelet charm. You can even use it on your cell phone as a phone charm or even put it on a keychain. So there's plenty of ways to display these, and I'm sure whichever way you choose will look absolutely adorable. So let's get started with the supplies. You'll need these wooden buttons, and no, these are not the kind you wear on your clothes. I found these in the wood crafting section of my local craft store. Basically look for some little mushroom-shaped wood pieces. This wood dowel, which is 1/8 inch in diameter, and the length doesn't matter because you're going to be cutting little pieces off. Some wood glue because we are working with wood. Acrylic paint in, of course, Snowball colors. A sealant, and in this case I'm using Mod Podge. Some sandpaper, nail files, whatever. These tweezers will be extra helpful. Some paintbrushes, some very sharp scissors, be careful, a cutting mat, and please, if you're 18 or over, you can use a box cutter. If not, please have an adult do this for you guys. It's very dangerous. So I took the length of half of the wood button and marked it off on the dowel. Then, if you're allowed to use a box cutter, you want to just put a little bit of pressure and roll the wood dowel so that you cut all the way around a little at a time. Don't put too much pressure or you're going to end up shooting it across the room like I did several times. Then you're going to just sand off any of the jagged edges on the bottom. If you're not allowed to use a box cutter, then use scissors. It's the same process. You want to put the wood dowel in the scissors, apply a little bit of pressure, and roll the wood dowel. It does take longer, but it does work. It is a lot safer than using a box cutter. Just don't cut your fingers. And again, you want to just sand off any of the jagged edges at the base of the wood. And you want to do this 3 times. You should have the wood button and 3 little pieces of wood dowel. So you're going to glue these 3 pieces on the bottom of the button. And it's already starting to look like Snowball. So if you couldn't tell, the little wood pieces on the bottom are his rocket pulsers, I don't know what they're called, and the top is his body. So now we're going to start doing the paint job. And you're going to begin by doing a white circle on the very top of Snowball's head, the mushroom button. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Yes. So you want to just go really slow and make sure you have a nice even circle because circles are hard. Ta-da! Oh, and don't drop it like I just did. Ta-da! Next, we're going to take some Snowball blue color and we're going to paint in the rest of his body. So you want to be careful. Again, go slowly around the white part. You want to try to make a nice round shape at the top. And if, let's say, for example, the round at the top is a little crooked, then this would be a nice time to go in with the blue and just try to even it out. And yes, don't forget to do that bottom edge there. You want to do 1 even layer. If you need to do another coat, go ahead and do that. You just want to make it a nice solid blue color. Now to do his face, you're going to do kind of a trapezoid or rectangle shape. Just make sure that the corners are rounded. And once that's done, you're going to do a smaller little rectangle at the bottom of that shape. Try to get it in the center. Mine was a little off, but you get the idea. Now this base part, we're going to also paint black. This is going to be the bottom half of his body. I know he's a robot, but in my head, he's a person. He has feelings, so it's a body. Once all that's dry, I'm going to work on the eyes. So I mixed a lighter color blue, and I just did 2 little ovals to be the open eyes. You can also go back with some of the black paint and fix any mistakes you made. For the squinting eyes, I took the same light colored blue, and instead of making 2 ovals, I just did 2 upside down letter V's. Easy. Now we're gonna go to his legs, aka rocket boosters. I don't know what the technical term is, but we're gonna call it his legs. So you're gonna take a light gray color and paint each leg. Now you wanna do this very carefully. You don't wanna mess up the black paint that we put on the base of the body earlier. And if you do, don't worry about it. You can always just go back with black and clean up all your mess. I know I went back and forth several times with a few of the colors because yes, my hand does shake a little bit. And this is very tiny. So yeah. Now that the gray paint has dried, you're gonna go back and add a layer of silver metallic-y color on top of there. He's a robot, so we wanna make him look all nice and shiny and metal, right? So I took this silver color paint and put that on top. If you don't have silver color paint, that's perfectly fine. You can skip that and just leave them gray. Now we're gonna start with the details. So you're going to take that same gray, and in the circle on the top of his head, you're gonna just make a smaller circle within it. You wanna leave a little bit of space so that you can draw 4 little rivets around it, holding it in place. Then you're going to make a hexagon on either side of him, and these are supposed to be his wing flaps, his arm flaps. Again, I don't know the technical term, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And what I did is I made a hexagon, and I just made the top part of the hexagon a little thicker just so that it would look like the hinge on the flaps. Now you're going to go around each of his legs and make a black band. You just want to make sure that the stripe around the foot / leg / thruster, it's just about 1/3 of the way up from the base. On the black base, right beneath his face, right in the center, you're gonna make a gray rectangle. And on either side of this rectangle, you wanna make 2 yellow squares. Don't put them too far back. You wanna be able to see it from the front when you're looking straight on. And these are just some of the details. If you see him in game or any pictures, he has machinery, and that's what that's supposed to represent. Now, going back to his legs, you're gonna color in beneath that black line. So now he will have yellow socks. And this is just some of the color detail on his thrusters. And here you can see me cleaning up those edges with the previous color, which in this case was black. So I could just clean up the edges of the machinery and make it look all nice. So if you guys ever make a mistake or you have a shaky hand like I do, it's super simple to just go back and fix things up. And then once you've got all that done, you're gonna put a black dot on the bottom of each thruster. So this is where the thrust / fire / whatever is coming out of. Again, you guys know what I'm talking about, I hope. So now he's all done, and all we have to do is seal him up. So I just did a thin layer of Mod Podge all around. This is again where tweezers are super handy so that you don't get it all over your hands. And what I found is you paint his top half first, let that dry, and then his legs. If you want to make it into a charm, just take a drill. Again, make sure you're old enough to use a drill, and drill a hole into the top of his head. Then you'll take an eye pin, which is a little wire with a hook on the top. Again, you can find these at your local craft store. Cut it to the right size that'll fit in your pre-drilled hole. And then you're going to glue it in. And I'm using my handy dandy E6000 because it glues everything. And yeah, you don't need that much. One tip is if you spin the eye pin, it'll kind of spread the glue around evenly inside. And let them dry. And now for the completed snowball. Da, da, da. I really like how these came out. I think the Mod Podge did a really great job of making it look all nice and shiny and machine-like. And I do have to admit, these were a little bit time consuming. I think the hardest part was just waiting for everything to dry. Waiting for the glue to dry, each layer of paint. So yeah, it is a little bit tedious, but I think they're so adorable and well worth the wait, guys. I hope you get to try it out. And if you would like to purchase one of these, I am also selling these in my online store, so just check the link in the description below. Also, let me know in the comments, which expression do you like more? Do you like the one with the squinty eyes, or do you like the one with the wide eyes? Personally, I think the squinty eye one is more adorable. It kind of reminds me of Eve from the movie WALL-E, which I really like. So yeah, that's my opinion, but let me know what you guys think. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! On a side note, I guess I was holding my paintbrush a little too tight and ta-da! It snapped in the middle. Like, what the heck? How does that even happen? This is my life in a nutshell. Anyways, bye guys.